It is called the 6 degrees of separation. It says that any person in this planet is only 6 people away from any other random person on this planet. Now, in order to explain this, in the 1960s, there was this psychologist called Stanley Milgram who conducted an experiment. He picked 160 people who lived in Omaha, Nebraska, in the US, and he told them to write their names, put it in an envelope, and send it to a stockbroker who lived in Sharon, Massachusetts, which is near Boston. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the US, this is about a 1,500-mile distance. And this is in the 1960s, before the internet, before email, telephones, all of that. So you can imagine how hard it would be, or how hard you would imagine it would be for something given to you in an envelope to get it posted to another person sitting 1,500 miles away. And this person, you have no idea who they are. You've never met them. You have just heard a name. And you cannot obviously directly send it to them. You need it, the envelope needs to be given to them by someone they know.
So, how the experiment worked is that these people who got these packets were instructed to write their names and send it to the next person. And it would be based on a belief system. So, the belief would be, oh, I think that this person might get it to them. For example, let's say today you want to reach Warren Buffett, right? You would think of getting it to some kind of a stockbroker or somebody who might know a stockbroker, who might know somebody in Berkshire Hathaway, who might actually get it to Warren Buffett, right? So similarly, the experiment was done in a way that you will get this packet, you will write your name on it, and you will send it to the next person you think might be closer to the end goal.
So most people manage to do this in about 5 or 6 steps. That is where this concept of 6 degrees of separation came about.
I saw this one episode on this cartoon. It's called Doraemon. And on Doraemon, they explored this concept where the lead character Nobita wanted to get to some rock star, and they just go from person to person asking them that, hey, can you connect me to this rock star? I really need a autograph for my girlfriend. And at the end of the day, again, they explode 6 degrees of separation, and that is a funny coincidence that comes to mind.
So this was the first concept that it speaks about. You know how you were just a mere 6 people away from anyone on this planet. Can you even imagine thinking about that? We're a planet of 8 billion people. And if you just, go through your social calendar, I don't think we would find more than, say, 40 or 50 people who come at the top of our heads. For some people, it may be more.
I think exploring this topic has a huge personal greed agenda that we have.
Oh, majorly. We want all of you to share this with your quote unquote 6 degrees of separation.
Let's get this podcast to the president of United States and let's see who can get it there.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be?
Interestingly enough, the experiment doesn't actually focus on the sixth person in the chain. Instead, it focuses on the person before him.
Instead of focusing on the stockbroker at the end, the experiment actually focuses on the second to last step. Interestingly enough, the second to last step was the same person for a lot of the senders. And that comes to an interesting conclusion that that particular person is connected to so many different circles with so many different people. And that's the person we are focused on.
That person, in the language of Gladwell, is known as the connector. Now, who are these connectors? These connectors are people who have long social lists and they're not close to everyone. They are the people who define the term acquaintance. Now, when you and I think of acquaintance, we think of someone who we met once somewhere, who we have no connection with, who we've not kept up appearances with, because we're like, oh my God, not another person to greet and, to make small talk with. But these are the people who enjoy that. They will actively seek out people to make acquaintances with and keep up appearances. They will send you that birthday card. You have that one person who you speak to only once a year on your birthday when they send you a message. These are the people we're looking for.
I love these people, man. You know, in your WhatsApp messages, sometimes you have a happy new year from somebody, and then the next year you have a happy new year from the same person, and then the next year you have a happy new year. You won't even speak to them for the rest of the year, and they will make sure that, a happy new year with a very personalized name at the end of it.
I mean, a happy new year, a happy birthday, a happy anniversary. I mean, there's so many of these people whom I know, and I find it tedious, honestly. To me, if this happened maybe more than once or twice, that I only spoke to someone on their birthday or on New Year's, I would probably stop talking to them. I'd be like, okay, this person is not, I don't want to keep in touch with this person.
I think other than I don't want to keep in touch with this person, just keeping in touch with this person it's not the social gratification that we are getting. It's talking to them has not been worth the effort per se.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel like it's just you're doing it more out of compulsion than out of, the want to speak to that person, which is why I think both you and I are not the people who Gladwell is referring to as connectors.
But these connectors enjoy this. These connectors thrive on it. They genuinely want to keep in touch with these people. They genuinely want their 2000 people contact lists, where they know each person by their name, they know whose child did what, whose wife did what, whose husband did what.
I definitely know more than one of this person, and I had these people at the top of my head when I was reading this. It was such an important thing to read for me because it just gave an identification to a certain, kind of person for me. And I'm sure you had the same, where while reading this, this connector popped into your head, and you were like, "Yes, I know this person."
I think talking to us, the listeners will have a very similar experience where they'll come through, oh yeah, this person messages me a lot, and this person always keeps in touch with me. And that's the one to aim for if you want to make something viral.
Yeah, I mean, guys, think of that person and share us with that person.